I think it's time we finish this thing. So here we have that insert. So if you guys remember from the first video, we built the table, we got the insert on the top made, but we still need to do this barbecue pit thing. But as you can see, it doesn't have a bottom yet, so that is the next part of this video. So I was making this bottom, making the ashtray out of this big ass plate of steel. It's about, I think, 2 or 3 mils thick. Still don't have an actual clue of how we're going to do this. Some sort of like a hexagon with pins and stuff. And then yeah, this part goes at the bottom, hangs from those little chain links we did at the bottom. And then hopefully at the end of all of this, we still need to paint this as well. And after we paint this thing, then we've got like a barbecue table. Finally. So our biggest decision we have to make at the moment is that bottom grid at the bottom of the barbecue pit. If we're going to do that out of angle iron or just normal flat bar steel. I think I'm leaning more towards this, so all of the wood can rest on the top and then sort of like the ash can go down the edges. But I think we're just going to try that, weld it in, and if it doesn't work, we'll just grind it out and make another grid. It's not going to be that hard. I think what I'm planning on doing is a couple of like cross bars like this, and then I'll just take a bit of the flat bar and I'll do just like 2 braces along the sides. Definitely the plan is to leave gaps in between, you know, for air to come through. Not that this thing needs a lot of air because it's got all of these gaps on the sides. And then afterwards, grind all of these welding specks of stuff off, paint the thing, drop it in, and have a nice bar. So first off, let's get to cutting some steel. Okay, so I got the 2 cross pieces all cut up. I'm gonna weld them now, and then I've got all of the, I think you call them risers, what the wood would be on. So that's going this way. After I've just tacked these 2 in, just to space them, I'll show you guys the spacing on those and show you guys what all of them look like. So here we have that insert. So just stack them on. The last one broke off when I took it out of the grid, but I think that one will just tack on back. I don't think that'll be a problem. So yeah, now I'm just gonna fully weld all of these to the 2 flat bars and tack them back in to the barbecue pit, I guess is what you call that part piece. Yeah, then this piece is done. Then we can grind it down, make sure everything's all nice and flat, paint it. We've got some like high temperature barbecue paint. So that, and then we also need to make an ashtray out of this puppy. Then we're finally done with this build. I think it's going to look absolutely sick. So happy with all of the progress now everything's been coming along. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. So I'm just sitting here on the ground using CAT, my cardboard assisted design, to figure out how big I want to do this ashtray. So here's an example. Here's how big that plate is just in cardboard form. So I have to make a decision now. Do I do a 5-degree angle cut or a 10-degree angle cut? And obviously the bigger the angle, the more each side is going to have to stand up. And I want to keep it as big as possible. So for that, I think I'm just going to stick to the 5. So we're going to quickly mark each of the corners, cut them out, and then I'll quickly tape it up, and we'll have a semi-good idea of how big this thing is going to be and sort of figure out how big we need to make this ashtray. Now that this is officially all drawn out, I think we can start with the cutting process. I'm stressing about this a bit because I've only got this to cut all of these very straight lines with. We're going to try our best. Now that the main hexagon is all cut out, it's time for the most difficult part, getting in between these lines. Cutting out all of these angles, which will allow each of these flaps to fall over. I'm gonna cut like a, what do you call it? A relief cut on these lines on the inside, and that's gonna allow these flaps to fall over until these two flaps meet at the middle when we weld up there. Whew, that took a while. Okay, so all of the angles are cut out. Actually wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. I think it looks pretty cool now. It looks like a massive ninja throwing star. But yeah, now the next part is just to cut the relief cuts of the flaps. Then we just need to weld this thing up, paint it, and then we'll finally have an ashtray for this big barbecue table. Need to grind this off. I already tried it once. That's why it looks so dirty. Just had to see if it works, how good it works. So I need to grind all this up, clean it up, and then we'll paint both of these black. I'm actually not exactly sure how we're going to fold all of these pieces up. I think my idea is to clamp one of these flaps to the bench and then take the entire thing and bend it up, because in the end of the day, if I can't clamp this to the workbench because all of the sides will be standing up, so I have nothing to clamp it on. So I think the best way is to clamp each flap and then take the entire thing and bend it up. I just know I'm gonna keep the pieces together when I weld them. Something to figure out, I guess. So I sort of messed up. I got so into building this thing and bending everything, and I completely forgot to film it. So yeah, I'm busy welding it. Here's what it looks like. Looks like something that belongs on a spaceship. But yeah, completely forgot to bend everything. I was busy welding and I just thought, crap, forgot about the filming parts. But yeah, it was a big struggle to fold everything over. Sort of the angles weren't messing up, the edges were hitting each other. I had to grind those like 50,000 times. But yeah, we got our hexagon cone ashtray for our barbecue table. I'm gonna show you guys me welding this, and then gonna show you like the main idea at the end of the day. Finally, it is done. So as you guys can see, I just welded on these half chain links. This is just to hook onto these. One piece hooks to the frame and the other piece hooks to the ashtray, and then it just hangs by these 6 chains. But I think it came out looking pretty darn sick. What do you guys think? Show you guys the other side as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Came out looking really good. Now I just need to paint everything in, I have no idea where this is, the special paint. Then we'll sort it for a lacquer barbecue table. Today is our final day working on this barbecue table. So I previously just cleaned off this ashtray. As you can see, all of the welds, I cleaned all of them up underneath. Cleaned all of it up, so this thing is all nice and smooth, so it is ready for paint. The only thing I have to do now is this barbecue pit. Like I said, I actually tried this out the other day. I was just too excited, so I just needed to make a fire in the table and see how that all turned out. Happy to report that it all went pretty fine. But yeah, this thing still needs to be cleaned up. As you can see, I've still got all of these little welding spots that need to grind off. Same on the inside. And then once this is all grounded off, then we can start painting both of these. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here with the grinder for the rest of the day, clean this off, and then we're gonna start painting. Now that both of these are all cleaned up, these are the two stuff I'm going to use. This is like a cleaner and an etcher. And then after this, I'm going to use this bright coat, barbecue coat. It's for high heat, mild steel purposes. The guy at the shop told me when I'm using this, make sure it doesn't touch you on the skin or get in your eyes. So that's what the glasses and the gloves are for. So I'm going to start just cleaning everything off, etching everything, and then we'll get to painting both the ashtray and the barbecue pit. I did about 1 or 2 coats. So everything is starting to look way better. There you can see that some of the paint is still wet. Actually finished off quite nice with a sort of a satin black finish. Once it's all done, it's all coming out pretty damn nice, if I may say so myself. There you go, guys. The barbecue table is officially done and it's amazing. We've actually been using this for, I think it's almost a year now. So between me finishing it and finishing this video, it's basically a year. And in between, we've used this thing a ton. It lives outside, out here in the elements, underneath this tree. And it's been doing pretty well. So yeah, as you can see, there's space for 6, actually room for way more. And I think if I could change one thing about this table, I'd actually make it an octagon instead of a hexagon, just so more people can fit around it, because each space is more than one person actually needs. But other than that, this thing has been perfect. I absolutely love the thing. It's the best thing and most practical thing I've ever made. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around for more. And until next time I decide to get off my lazy ass and make another video. Cheers.